In this video we discuss honouring the dead. Hello, I'm Max Raven.
And I'm Cassandra Raven. Together we have over 30 years experience in the occult, witchcraft and magic.
We share insights, knowledge, advice and lifestyle tips to make your magic go further and add potency to your work. Honouring the dead and working with them is one of the key aspects of traditional magic. It can be as simple as lighting a candle for a loved one who's passed, or to actively working with spirits of the dead on a regular basis. Whether it's through inviting them into your working space or into your home, using something that belongs to someone that passed is another option as well.
It's really important that we have a good working relationship with those on the other side. Having the connection with spirits of the dead and knowing they're working alongside you helps you work towards your aims and goals.
At various points throughout the year and around the world, there are traditions where we have festivals honouring them. Usually these take place in the autumn and winter months. Working with the dead is not a case of commanding the spirits to do your bidding. It's a case of give and take, and they have their own free will. There are many ways you can honour the spirits of the dead in your working. One that's quite nice, and I have mentioned it a few times before, is the chair for the uninvited guest. This is very simply allowing and leaving a space open for the spirits to come in at your table, showing that they are welcome and still cared for.
So you could do that if you're just having a meal.
Yeah.
You could do that whether you're doing a ritual.
Very much so. I've had it in various different occasions where I've been at various occult groups, and we've had the tradition of the chair for the uninvited guest, and it has been very interesting where a good number of us that have been sat at a table have all looked at the same time, and we've seen something at the corner of the eye with the chair being sat in, which is always fantastic. So it's a really nice shared communal thing as well.
That's lovely. For me, it's really, really important to be respectful to the spirits. Never antagonise or judge them for what you perceive they may have done in life. I think this is a really, really important one, because you need to understand that spirits are going through their own processes as well, and they may have done their time or, rebalance their karma. So again, it's important not to cast judgment upon any spirits that you're wanting to communicate with as well. So I think that's a really nice way to communicate with spirits, is to actually just talk to them as if it's an ordinary person, and you're trying to have empathy and you're trying to understand where they're coming from, what their point of view is.
They are as much humans as us, if that makes sense.
They're still even if they're not human.
Even if they're not human. I mean, everyone likes a cup of tea, so you just invite them in for a cup of tea.
Or coffee.
Well, coffee preferably. Another nice way that you can honour the dead is to leave offerings. And this works throughout witchcraft, be it spirits of the land, deities, or other more nefarious ends. But leaving an offering of food, say beer, wine, honey, bread, whatever it may be, is a really, really lovely thing to give energy back to these. But do be sure that whatever you may be leaving out somewhere, that it's not something that can be harmful to the wildlife, pets, children, rather silly people that might eat something that they find on the side of the road.
Yeah. If it's in your home as well, just be mindful, if you're setting up an altar and leaving an offering on the altar, that your pets aren't coming and helping themselves to whatever you've left there.
You're leaving an offering to the dog.
This all links in with also being thankful and using positive energy as well towards the spirit that you're working with.
Yes.
So it's always going to be, imagine it as a conversation. It's a two-way communication and a two-way exchange of energy. So you want to be thankful, you want to be grateful that they're there, but also don't always expect them to cooperate, and don't expect that they're going to turn up and be there just because you want to contact a certain person that's passed over. They may need their rest time on the other side. They may need their healing time. They may be doing other things. They might be busy doing other things. So just be mindful and be aware that just because you're calling an energy forward, it doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to be able to come and communicate with you or work with you. Don't take it personally. It might be personal. It might be because you haven't put enough energy in, or you're not carrying the right energy forward, or using the right energy in your ritual. So, be mindful of what you're doing and how you're working, but also don't just take it for granted that they're going to turn up and do your bidding for you, because that's not how it works. It's about building a relationship.
There are a number of different things you can use when you're honouring the dead or working with them. Some of my favourite herbs for this are myrrh, amaranth, calendula, mugwort, elderberries, storax and frankincense. These are all lovely plants that have been used in various different places around the world to either pacify, give energy to, or to create a equilibrium between the spirits of the dead and the underworld.
You mentioned before that there are some spirits that have certain plants connected to them, so certain energies will react to certain plants that you're using within your workings.
Yes, definitely. I mean, like with everything has a correspondence and everything is interconnected. So with plants, you can have anything from they have their own deities related to them, or a deity will have a wider field over say a certain type of plant, or a plant that has certain properties. Mm-hmm. But again, every day, like your common garden variety spirit of the dead might have a connection to a certain plant or a herb. You hear it time and time again. You get the smell of lavender, and then there's Granny down in the other end of the room. But going a little bit more esoteric, there are of course the energies that are connected to certain plants and certain locations and trees and things like that, which you can work with. Like with those, you will of course find that as you work, certain spirits will come forwards to assist you. These can perhaps be guides and ancestors who become as close to you as friends and family that are still alive.
That's so true. It's almost as if while you're building that relationship with them, they'll come back time and time again to help you. And, like your guide, everybody says, do I have a guide? In my opinion, everybody has a guide. And guides that move in for you at certain times of your life to help with specific things as well. It's a relationship that's built up. And they'll come back time and time again to help and to assist you. And it's like a family.
Yes.
It becomes like a family and friends. So information that they come forward with should always be recorded. So you can do this during your rituals or afterwards as well. But I think that, part of developing the relationship with the energies that are coming forward is trust. So to be able to trust what a spirit is saying and the energy that they're bringing forward, you need to record what they're saying or what they've said or what they've done. And that's going to help you in the future then when you look back in 6 months, 6 years' time, 60 years' time. Oh yes, that's what that spirit spoke about. Oh yeah, I remember now, or they said this would happen, or, that's something that the information that they were bringing across. When you learn to trust them and you realise that what they're saying is true and, you can rely on them going forward, it helps you to believe what they're saying, which is really useful as well.
Very true.
Protection techniques is something that so many people talk about all the time, and we always say use whatever technique that you feel most comfortable with. So you might visualise a white light around you, you might say a prayer, you might wear a certain amulet or something.
You might do the lesser banishing ritual, the pentagram, or something
It depends
classical.
how you work.
Yeah.
Always do that, and then you know that the energies that are coming forward are trustworthy and that you're safe as you're working. It's not just about having trustworthy energies coming forward, because you can put out energy and say, I'd like to communicate with a trickster energy, or I'd like something that's more chaotic to come forward. That's fine. It's more about not allowing that energy to affect your life in a negative way. That's what it's really about. And if you start finding that you're having negative experiences in your life, it could be that you're not enforcing your protection properly when you're working. So just be really careful with that.
Which is the line between honouring and having that functioning, healthy relationship.
Yeah, it's really important. So that's some ways to honour the dead.
Yes.
Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying this video. We have plenty of other videos, and it helps our community grow as well. Also, please visit our online shop, ravenmysticshop.com, where we sell herbs, roots and resins and other things that we make. Things like spell kits, candles, t-shirts that we design and print. There's plenty on there. We'd love to have you visit our shop as well.
Thank you so much for watching.
As always, thank you so much.
Goodbye.